And ready, get set, go. It is time to finally decorate for fall and Halloween. So today's episode is the first of many that I'm going to be bringing to you over the next several weeks. Today I'm going to be focusing here on my mantle, where we're going to do a fall harvest mantle decor. And then we're going to go over to my foyer and actually do the stairway going all the way up. So the main focus today are garlands, fall and Halloween, and two completely different styles to hopefully inspire all of you to do something fun in your homes this season. Now, before we get to do some of that fun stuff, I want to say thank you to all of you who have been subscribing to my channel and returning. It's meant so much to me. Up to this point in this recording, we're at 825 subscribers, and that is just mind-blowing, blowing my mind off my neck. And I have a goal of getting us to 1,000 subscribers for this community. So if you're able to help me get there by Halloween, please, if you haven't already, subscribe so I can bring you more of these awesome and fun episodes. Okay, so now let's get our decorating going. We're going to start first with the fall mantelpiece and get this glorified in beautiful fall colors. Let's get started. Okie dokie, let's get started. So the first thing I wanted to just set the stage on, especially when it comes to how I time manage all of these different projects, because there's a lot that we're going to decorate together. I try to think about what could be a constant from fall through Christmas so I don't have to reinvent the wheel on some foundational pieces. So let's talk about garlands. I find that garlands change their look, change their personality and character 100% based on obviously what you put on it, whether it's bows, additional foliage, fruits, all that fun stuff. So what you're going to see me doing throughout this video is I'm going to be building two specific garlands, and both are going to start with the foundational evergreen base. This evergreen base is something a lot of you are familiar with when it comes to Christmas. But what I like to do is like to have the same base garland there from fall through Halloween into Christmas. So I don't have to have 3 different versions of foundation. I can have the same throughout, and I just change what's on top of it, whether it's the color of the lights or any additional foliage I put on top of it. So let's get started here in the living room. I'm going to put the base foundation of the evergreen garland on my mantelpiece after I wipe the mantle down. And then what we'll do is we'll start adding some of the bright, colorful fall colors on here to truly make it feel like a fall harvest celebration. So let's get going. All right, so almost done with the foundation. All I have left to do is put the lights on. But I just wanted to make a call out. Whenever you can, if there's a way for you to set it up so you can put your lights on a timer, it just saves so much extra time on your hands, so to speak, that it could just be an automatic, it turns on at 7 o'clock at night, turns off at 11 o'clock at night, or whatever the duration is that you want your lights on. It's also nice from a security perspective, so it doesn't look like your house is super dark, especially when the sun starts going down earlier and earlier as the fall, we start losing light. So I'm going to put my first timer of the season on. Normally, right now, we're in Massachusetts, September. It is just after 6 o'clock, and the sun is starting to fade a little bit. It's not down, but I am going to have this start switching on at around 6 o'clock. And then I'll have it turn off at midnight, just because right now my family is active normally until between 10 and 12 normally. So the lights on will be enjoyed by those who are still awake before they go to bed. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Put my stuff on timers. This will be not just what I do here in the living room, but also in the foyer as well. So that's my next step. Here are all of of the goodies we have to play with. You don't have to use all of them, but here are the different picks or stems that we can put in. Here's a bunch of the stuff that we bought at Michael's the other day. But here are some of the things I've had before, some fun garland that has some blue that ties in to what I already have color-wise from upholstery in my room. We have some great corn with a bunch of different colors in it, as well as some fall foliage. So there's a few things here we'll pick from. So I'm just going to start to play and see what I like on the garland. So let me give you some method to my madness as I start placing those flowers and corn and stuff all over this. I like to look for focal points on my garland. So it tends to be something in the middle, possibly something on the two corners, and then a little bit of what they call peppering in between. So there just feels like there's a continuity of the feeling throughout, but it's not, in my opinion, design is subjective, so this is just how I see things. I do like to have a little bit of movement, so therefore focal in the middle, secondary focus on the sides, and then in the middle just tying together the overall. At the same token, I have to pay attention to what the heck I'm going to be putting up here. So I do have some additional faux fall plants that I'll be playing with, as well as some of my blue and white urns and vases. So I'm just going to be playing now, and I'll do another time lapse, but you'll see me probably put things on, take things off again, put them back on, and I'll pause when I think I'm getting somewhere to explain my thought process. So let's go and start playing some more. So I'm actually pretty happy with that. What I like to do is I like to take a break, walk away, and then come back with fresh eyes to see if I notice any holes or I don't like the balance of something. I used a lot of what was on the table, and as you can see, it's falled out. Now, what needs to tie this to the rest of the room is to have pumpkins under here and other flowers and vases around the room. So I'll work on that as well. But for now, I'm gonna go take a break with my family. We're gonna go get some ice cream. We're gonna get some yummy, and then I'll come back and we will finish touch-ups in minutes. I'll see you in a little bit. I am so happy with how all of this turned out. This is the next day. I ended up just saying, you know what, tomorrow's another day. So this other day, I finished some of the nooks and crannies in here. I just brought out some of my fall pillows, my throws. I'll show you around. I have a ton of fake pumpkins that I brought out of my attic, peppered them throughout the space, just giving it a true holiday of fall feel, but still keeping it bright because we're not in the drearies of winter yet. So the way I do this is I use blues and oranges intentionally to truly be playful on what the colors are outside, bringing them in. So even though we're not in full fall foliage change yet, it's interesting. There are some leaves already starting to change outside. So I just feel that just those little touches are bringing what I just built here, the outside in. And it's just so pretty in my eyes, and it's just so cozy. And though I'm not ready to put a fireplace on yet, I have all of my electric candles everywhere, a couple of lightable ones, but we'll end the video lighting this whole space up in the evening so you can see what it looks like for ambiance. In the meantime, I have this big pumpkin in my hand because I look over on our TV armoire and I think there's a spot I'd like to put this pumpkin. But if I put this pumpkin up there, that means a big blue and white jar has to come down and moved over here, which is already starting my brain thinking about what I want to put over here. So just to finish this space, I'm going to fix this, put the pumpkin up, and I may put my first Halloween piece out as we transition to go over to the front foyer to do that garland. So let's go and finish this task. I wanted to share one more thing. I've added 2 new throws, one of which my friend Koa is enjoying here. These came from Target, $15 a piece. So I just wanted to highlight, even though the majority of what's in my room that I just put out are from things I've saved over the years, or some of the Michael's flowers I bought in their clearance. These 2 items, Target, threshold area, $15 a piece. All right. Yep, I bought them. I went to TJ Maxx and I got my new family of ghosties. What I think I need to still do though is get a orange, maybe make it a little orange something that goes here so it ties into the orange behind me. But I got 2 here, and then right now there's a bunch of mess on my kitchen table. But once I set that, I'll have these 2 larger ghosties here. I got the other 2 smaller ghosties that'll go on the table. So my kitchenette area is the ghosty theme. So welcome to the ghosty family, officially to the summertime kitchen. All right, so that's my sneak peek of some Halloween here. I think you like these guys. They're pretty darn happy. They've been pretty popular. These are the Martha Stewart ghosties. They're also outdoor. But for now, I'm going to put them here. I think they're nice and neutral because they're just 100% just solid white. They don't have the black eyes, which a lot of people were loving. And when this glows at night, and we'll turn this on this evening, I think some of you have seen it online, how it just, the bottom of the ghosts just have this really soft, elegant flow to it. So I thought it was ghost and Halloween theme, yes, but it wasn't obnoxious in your face, and I think it's a nice simple transition into a very fall inspired living room. All right, so enough playing with Halloween in here for now, because more Halloween to come, but let's go to the foyer, start moving things out, and start putting up the garland for a completely different feel than the fall foliage that you just saw. So let's get spooky with the beginnings of the Sleepy Hollow foyer. So it's so weird, I know, putting up a Christmas garland, or at least a traditional Christmas garland, early September. And I get it. But here's the thing, when we're done with this, the goal is for it not to look Christmassy. The goal is for it to look like a spooky garland that is a part of that whole Sleepy Hollow ambiance. So what we're gonna do next is I bought this during, I think it was one of my July hauls. I have a bunch of this purple sort of maple leaf, almost looks like a Japanese maple actually, a garland that I got from, I think it was Hobby Lobby on some sale, 30 or 40% off. And then this is my new favorite that I can't wait to add. This is a Grim Garden garland that is from At Home. And we'll see if I have enough, because this particular one I only have plans for going up and down the stairs. And so I hope we have enough, because I can't remember if I bought 4 or 6. I think I bought 6. And they're 6 feet each. Yes. So hopefully we have enough. This, I also bought 6. But I also have other places I want to put it. So do you see that white bookcase behind me? That's my office. That's going to be the witch's lair that I'm doing as my decorate theme in there. And I really wanted this to go along the top. So there's a continuity between having some here, but also for it to continue into my office. So this is meant to tie the foyer to the witch theme. This purple is meant to tie from the foyer to the dining room, which ultimately will be that skeleton sort of shipwrecked look that has some purple in some of the pieces we bought during a bunch of our hunts and hauls. So what I'm going to do first is, what I like to do is, there is a garland at the very top of the stairs, which is just one piece, and traditionally a 6-foot garland will work there. So what I'm going to try is, we're going to see what these two look layered on top of it. That's going to be sort of my prototype. What I don't have, which kind of makes me go grr, I thought I had purple string lights, because I really would like purple to come down and purple to be the main color in here. But I think I only have orange, and orange is not going to, it's going to tie into the orange lights are going to be outside when I ultimately do the front porch. But what I was hoping was to keep the feeling of purple in here. So we'll see what happens. I think my dog wants to go out. So let me let her out, and then we'll test and see what it looks like layering these two items onto the evergreen garlands. Let's check it out. Some of these purple leaves that are falling off, I'm just adding them where the garland doesn't fully extend, so it looks like it's longer than it is. So if you have things fall off of your garland, you can either stick them back where they fell off or repurpose them somewhere else in the piece. So far, this is looking very pretty. All right, so now I have the purple on here. Let's now add the spooky. And I'll time lapse this one as well. All right, you guys, I love this. Doesn't this come out looking super cool? Now imagine it with purple lights. So I do have to go shopping for that. So I won't be able to finish this project today, but come on. This is such a simple, you take your Christmas garland, you put some fall foliage garden over it. For me, I'm doing the purple. And then you get this very inexpensive $17.99 6-foot creepy crawling kind of garland. Oh, I love it. I love it. All right, so let me continue on with the rest of the stairway. Hopefully I have enough. So I'm going to do this first because if I run out, then I know I not only have to get purple lights, but I have to go and hopefully Hobby Lobby and at home still have these 2 garlands. Fingers crossed. Okay, I am down to my last garland, and if I step over here, hopefully you can hear me because I don't have my mic. Both of the garlands on both sides of the stairs ended at the same spot. So I'm going to cut this in half and just let it go as far as it can go. I think that'll visually be fine, considering I have other things to fill in some of the bare spots. But just turning around and looking, I haven't even put the spooky fern on this, but I am like giddy. I'm so excited. And it amazes me. I was thinking as I was doing this, how, this is the first year that I am doing this combination. And it was all based off of or inspired by that headless horseman that I found during my July hunt and hauls at Home Goods or Home Sense. I forget where I bought it. But I just, when I want to share that thought with all of you, because always let your inspiration take you to wherever you want to go and have fun with it. I don't know if other people are going to like what my final design is in my own home. But for me, I am so thrilled, and I'm not even done yet. But I can tell you that this has inspired me and is just giving me this sense of wanting to get it all done. So my poor kids and my poor husband, this is the earliest I've ever put Halloween up in this house. But I wanted to get this done so I could get this tutorial out to all of you to inspire you for Halloween. So please let me know if this is any good for all of you, because for me, it is filling my soul. So let me continue, finish this up, and we'll take a peek at what it looks like, not just with this properly cut and filled in with the remainder, but also with the rest of the spooky grim garland on top. Let's go. I am so happy how this is turning out. This moss is on point. I didn't realize how much I was going to love it. And this instant gratification of glee, because it is so not a Christmas garland. It is so not a fall garland. This is a spooky garland. Okay, well, the one thing that is missing are lights, and I won't be able to get any purple lights tonight. So I'm going to stop working on these garlands for the rest of the day. Tomorrow, fingers crossed, I will be able to find some purple lights somewhere, and then I will put those on. And then technically the garland is almost done. And I say almost done because I have other picks to add other textures and other colors, but I won't do that until I set the Sleepy Hollow table up. So I will reconvene this video hopefully tomorrow, where I'll put the lights on, and maybe I'll set the Sleepy Hollow table as well, at least get that prepped. Maybe I won't do the whole thing, but I'll prep it to see what else I should put in for picks, because I really want the Sleepy Hollow and the ghost wall, which is right next to it, to be its own episode. So I'm going to do those two separately. But for you guys, this one's all about the garlands, and the fall one looks fantastic, and the spooky one, we are close to being done, and I am so happy. All right, so have a good evening, and fingers crossed tomorrow I'll see you with some purple lights. Welcome back. It is a couple days later. I did order some purple lights because still over the Labor Day weekend, Walmart and Target in my area do not have purple lights. So I ended up ordering some and picked up from my local at-home some purple lights. So now I have those. But before I actually put the lights on, I wanted to give you some tips and tricks when it comes to hiding cords when it comes to the extension cord, because this is going to be it is my foyer. So when people walk in, the last thing I want to show is a bunch of cords just sort of tangled in the entryway. So what I have, and I don't know if you all have a similar thing at home, but I have a cable concealer kit. Some people have very similar ones you can buy at Home Depot, etc. This one, it's a track that you can put down. I think this is like 14 inches, but what it is you'll see there's a track that has a slidable top to it. And then it comes with an adhesive that you stick on the back on the ground. And I'm showing you on the camera right now, me putting it down. But then what you do is in this little channel, you put your extension cord and then you just slide this on, or in this case, I can just clip this on top of it. And the closer you put it to the baseboard, the more it disappears. So it almost looks like it's a part of the woodwork. And then when you need to access the cord again, you can either just yank the cord and then the top pops up, or you can peel this top off. But the other nice thing is the adhesive is forgiving. It's not like a command strip where you can pull the bottom and it releases it. But I can tell you that I've removed a couple of these. And yes, I had to get a little Goo Gone to remove some of the stickiness, but it's not hard to remove after you place it if you want to change these tracks. I've always wanted to put one in my foyer because I've always said to myself, oh, that nasty cord. So this year I'm actually putting it down. So that's what I'm showing you right now, the cable concealer. So I'm going to prep my extension cord first, and then we'll get to putting some of the purple up on the screen. All right, so got the cords underway. Now it's time for the spooky purple lights. Let's get these on the garland. So there you go. All the garlands are done. So we have the fall garland complete, and now we have this really beautiful, spooky, haunted garland done for the foyer. So as you look at the details, it's quite simple. It's the baseline evergreen garland that I use all the way through Christmas. It's then layered with the Japanese maple garland, and then it's ended with this great ghoulish, scary garland that just adds that beautiful finished touch before we then entangle it with the purple lights. So that's it for today's episode. Looking forward to the next one actually being us putting stuff right here behind me. This is where we're going to officially introduce Sleepy Hollow. And on top of that, we'll do the Sleepy Hollow foyer. We'll also build the ghost wall of all the different pictures that we got during our Halloween hunt and haul. And then lastly, right there on the little midway point of my stairs, we'll also do a little witch vignette. So can't wait to bring you the next episode, which should be just in a few days. Until then, I hope this inspired you. Go and start decorating for the fall. Get excited about Halloween, and I'll see you soon. Take care, everybody. Bye.